this time we're going to pick back up with Malcolm.
Yes. I tell.
So, you've just watched the last one, Tiago, leap back into the ocean, leaving you and the Admiral alone on the ship.
Okay.
The projections of the Geist are still there, with the exception of Drifting Smith. So there is some relaying of information that can be done. It's somewhat of a game of telephone, though. They're telling Rose, who's then telling you. So you have a general gist of what's going on in there. Probably some of the finer details are lost on you, though.
Probably a lot of the finer details.
The Admiral kind of looks at you expectantly and goes, "So, I need a destination. I have no interest in just sitting here waiting. I have cargo that needs to be moved."
Oh, that's right. You do. You're kind of, the ferryman. Would really be nice if you could, hang out, but I understand you have things to do. When could we expect you to swing back this way? If I make a down payment.
This is a fairly common route. Let me phrase that. Time has little meaning here. But it is a common route, so it's not like I won't ever be back this way. That's why I knew where this was because I've seen it multiple times. And plus, it's interesting that it hasn't dissolved.
Okay.
Been down here since before I was.
Really that long? I thought you were like one of the oldest. How deep under the water is the top of the ziggurat?
Ankle to shin, depending on how tall you are.
And how wide is that area?
Oh, you've got room to move, pace.
Okay.
It's not like a pyramid where it's just like a point. It's a flat top ziggurat, so you've got plenty of room to maneuver about.
Okay. So if I decide to stay here, I can, stay without worry of treading water. Okay.
Assuming Leviathan or the dragon doesn't breach right next to you, sure.
That would... I peek over the side of the ship. Is Leviathan still there?
Nah, Leviathan wasn't there the last time you checked.
I'm still, just in case, that thing's worrisome. It's a big eye staring. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't want to keep you, but at the same time, I don't want to stay. But at the same time, they need, a way back.
You get the general gist of, it seems to be somewhat of a necropolis down there.
Might be a while.
Dead bodies, entombed in there. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
I get this from Rose, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
As stated, you're just getting fed kind of
bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, I'll leave you to it. I'm gonna head down and hang out at the top of the ziggurat, I guess. Do you have a lawn chair I can sit on? Maybe a beer?
I doubt you would find our alcohol to your liking. As for chair, and then a couple of the crew hands, they toss over a wooden crate. It doesn't shatter or anything, but it you know, it's heavy enough that it sinks against it.
Okay. That'll work. Okay, so I'll not disembark, but I'll get off the ferry, the ship, head down there, and while waiting for a bit, he's gonna pull out a notebook and write down the information that he's receiving from Rose, like that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna need a roll here.
Oh, a roll, you say?
Yes, I need a manipulation and persuasion roll because all the guys are still, or all the projections are still on the boat. They have no interest in getting even in ankle deep water.
Oh, this is gonna be a not very good roll then. Let's go here. No success. Oh, that was on chance. Why is it on chance?
Yeah, you should have one die.
Well, I rolled an 8. Does that count?
You know what? I'm feeling generous.
Okay. I'll refresh the page, see if that helps. Continue. So yeah, come on, you guys.
It takes a little bit of cajoling, but eventually the ship sails away. You're sitting upon your little wooden crate, and essentially the guys have found a way to, almost like stacking on top of each other, to stay on the crate. They have no interest in touching the water.
So it's 1, 2, 3 Geists stacked up on each other.
Rose takes up a minute amount of space.
Okay. 2.5.
Arwen is probably the biggest offender of taking up space. Because Ishmael is a gangly, weird-looking creature and is kind of, for lack of a better word, slendermaning himself over the top of them.
Okay. But you guys don't like swimming, I suppose, in this water polluted? No, it deletes everything. It shouldn't be.
You get, as they continue to pantomime, you get the general sense you have a lot more for the water to delete
Than they do.
Yes, so it's a bit more dangerous for them.
Okay. All right. Well, also while I'm up here in the ankle deep water, I'm going to be taking some samples of said water.
Okay.
Maybe do a bit of testing. I don't know what I could find out, but
what kind of testing, actually? 'Cause
that's an excellent question.
like, what equipment do you actually have to run tests with?
Well, for testing, I should have specified later.
Okay.
Mainly just gathering samples for later testing.
All right. You go about, you get your samples, and then you very quickly realize Rose flagging you down.
Yeah.
Very urgently.
Oh. Kind of going over. What's up?
She kind of makes a gesture of them, and then kind of does an X shape as if to say the one not here. She points down below, and then just does.
Oh, that's never a good pantomime. Wait, so one died. Is that that's what I'm getting here?
She nods.
What happens if we die again? Have we explored that?
She kind of gestures. She acts as if she's grabbing something below her and yanking it up.
So okay, so you won't let them stay dead.
She nods again.
But the fact that she died means something down there killed her, or was it like an accident?
She does the neck motion again, and then kind of like fingers, and then what looks to be chomping motions.
They were attacked by something down there. Okay. Well, crap.
And on that note, we're gonna go to Júlia and Chip.
Hey,
So, Chip, the last we heard from you, you were grabbing Júlia's, just barely living body at this point, and booking it. For simplicity's sake, Tiago's just going to follow. So, what's your plan to get around or get away from these things?
I'm thinking we're gonna have to, because if we start running in a direction we don't know, it's gonna be bad. We could probably run into more of them. But I know, if I recall correctly, I know that like that first room I fell in was pretty empty. There
Yes.
wasn't anything there. We ran past a few, but they're in this group now. So my thoughts are these things move really, really slow. So I look over and I look over to our hat rack companion and say, if we can find a way through this, there's a bigger room downstairs we can deal with them.
All right. So are you just going to attempt to do this with pure speed or using a little bit of guile and misdirection?
I was thinking like tower shield rush with something adequately sizable and heavy. So not the person I'm currently carrying. So
I was gonna say
her
you
over to
currently
Tiago.
have currently Júlia.
Right. I'm gonna hand Júlia to
It
Tiago.
didn't work.
And you said there's like lots of sarcophagi or coffins or something like that in the area.
Okay, I never mentioned coffins because most of these are interred into the walls.
Okay. Sorry.
Like old burial ground style.
Okay, so there's not like a lid or a
No.
shield or anything I could use for this.
No, but there are plenty of tunnels, etc. So it is one of those things. You do have maneuver options.
Oh, okay. Well, that plan's out. So plan B, yeah, let's get maneuvering.
So as
We're
stated,
just gonna book it.
just book it. All right,
Yeah.
throw your. Oof. Okay. Roll your speed as a dice pool -2 because you're carrying Júlia.
I'm not anymore, but yeah, if Tiago is going to have a problem carrying her, then yeah, I'll do it because I'm bigger. Fair enough.
What
So
is
that's gonna be
what is Tiago's
9.
strength actually? Let me just see.
My strength is 4.
His strength is
Big-
3, so yeah, he could do it.
Big
Okay.
man.
But
All
is faster.
His speed is. His speed is 11.
Okay, so we're equally matched, so I'll handle it. Darn, I should have had this pulled up by now. But it won't. That doesn't seem like it'll be helpful to me.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to that's gonna be 9 dice for me. So how do I just roll
Simple roll. Right underneath attack, you
Gotcha.
click simple, and then you just input the number of dice.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yep. That's just life.
Who
half
put
as,
that banana peel there?
half as many dice and twice as many successes. Yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah.
Much to Julia's dismay here, as she kind of looks back, it seems like more and more are pouring out of the woodworks. It's not necessarily that these 10 are still catching up to you. It seems like whatever is awakening them is keeping up with you.
Yeah, I had that feeling.
I have no
Right.
solutions. I'm out of resources, out of health. I'm just along for the ride. I'm going to be honest with you.
All right.
If you want to try to do a misdirection, that would be manipulation plus... definitely at this point, I think survival makes sense.
I have better luck running away from them by
So-
a long shot. That would give me a whole 2 dice.
It's problematic.
Here,
Yeah.
I will be our tactician. You keep running. My superior misdirecting skills. Wit survival?
Yeah.
Nice.
Watch him roll like 7 successes on a 2 dice.
Yeah.
So how does that help me, or do I just keep running? What?
Essentially, she's guiding you.
Oh, so then that gives me
Chuck
one
a
extra.
rock down that tunnel, make some noise as we run past it.
Oh, are we? Oh, so we're adding to the misdirection. Sorry, trying to make sure I understand the plan here. That still gives me 3 dice, for the record. So now would be the time for a hair of willpower, I guess.
You're also on chance? Oh, it's chance automatic.
Yeah. These things have 1 intelligence, 1 wits, and no social skills.
That's okay. Neither do I.
This is their worst dice pool: mental and social.
We're gonna Hail Mary misdirection, I guess, with the 1. I'm just trying to make sure I'm following along correctly.
Basically, I'm assuming Júlia here throws a rock down a tunnel, and it does distract them long enough for you to get some distance and get down some flights.
Okay.
It isn't too long until it's not a distant echo, but it is an echo. You've returned essentially to the first room, where you had saw them all interred. Not the main antechamber, but that side burial chamber. So at least you're in an area where you recognize things now.
Okay. And it's still just rock and holes in the rock. This is
They're empty this time now.
I know, but I don't think hiding will help very well in this instance. So I'm gonna lead everyone down the really big stairs, back to the original room I was in, because we got to go somewhere. That place is big enough. They're slow enough. We might be able to circle around, outrun them.
Oh, most certainly. So, Júlia, this is the first time that you've been here.
Yeah.
However, it is not the first time that Drifting Smith has been here, or, well, some close approximation to Drifting Smith.
It's not the first time we've seen it.
Exactly what I'm getting at.
Well, in between bouts of being conscious, but I'm a senator. I don't take wound penalties, so whatever. I'm technically completely fine, but still not feeling great.
Yes.
Um,
Feel like, parts of you should be missing.
yeah. So this room is empty, though.
With the exception of the large mural, the shiny, shimmering, rainbow-esque fog above you, and the shimmering lights just underneath the surface of the water. Because there is about ankle-deep water here. Which makes sense, you're at the very bottom. This is where most of the trickling noise probably ends up.
Okay. Well, let's hope there's something down here for us. She's gonna walk over to the mural and see it, try to get an idea of what this actually is. Like who?
Ooh, okay. Roll me intelligence plus occult.
Damn, if only I had a cult, but unfortunately I died last week. I guess I'll willpower. Why do I still have a wound penalty? That's not...
Because
I told it to go away.
it doesn't listen.
Alright, great.
1 6.
I'm gonna be kinda motioning to the Geist, hey, input if you've got it, that'd be great.
The Geist does. Drifting Smith does input. It seems like he's not entirely sure. But if he was going to take a guess, and he specifically is trying to reference the image of the very tall tower that you both saw. And kind of is obviously like pantomiming, doing that type of stuff wildly. You think he's trying to get at those people caused the gigantic split that you see.
So just a refresher, I don't actually remember what this mural was. I didn't write it down because I didn't see it.
The mural on one side is an exceedingly advanced civilization. Then there's a massive, deliberate crack in the wall. And then on the other side, you see what is essentially a jungle and people in mud huts. However, on both sides of the image, you see what seems to be a gelatinous mass of pustulent tumors, etc. Since you're really sitting here examining it.
Okay. Well, I didn't see any towers around here, and I don't know how we're gonna get to the ones we saw, so I guess that's a dead end. Okay, wild theory, right? we've seen the mud huts and whatnot, like, on the way down. All the domains down here are very old. This temple thing is sitting in the ocean. Sitting in the ocean. So we're obviously, like, at the bottom, right? We're at the ocean floor. Is that... what's... like, Star Wars people over there? Are they on the other side of the ocean floor? Do you think they're under us? The crack is the ocean? Or a metaphorical thing?
Who's that question really addressed to?
She's
Chip?
just kind of openly talking to the room. Hope she in the ramblings phase of anyone who would listen.
Tiago, I think she's got dementia. Are you okay? I'm kind of sorry. I zoned out. Zombies and all. Run that by me again.
I don't know. What do you think's below us?
Nothing prettier than what's above us. Right.
Great. Okay.
So I have a really dumb idea on how to clean it, on how to help with the sickness. But it's not something we can employ at this exact moment unless we want to make it a one-way trip.
You want to flood the place?
The thought has occurred to me, yeah. Problem is, I don't know the best way to do that. You know, collapse an entire structure like this.
I don't know if that would be even a good idea to begin with, because, I mean, these zombie things have obviously been stuck here. Like, they're not going anywhere.
If the water hits them, they'll fizzle out or disintegrate, whatever.
Julia's gonna walk over to the glowy parts of the floor and try to tell if this is the same setup.
Within a few moments, you 100% can confirm this was where those individuals were doing all that chanting and all that stuff. If you didn't know better, you would think it was magic, but you know better, of course. Magic's not real.
Oh, yeah. Well, this obviously didn't dissolve too, so...
It's a good question. I wonder if it's only like people and souls that dissolve.
Still, I don't think we should be flooding anything in case we ever have to come back, you know. If the solution is to, like, bring a fancy, do we have to throw, like, a ring into the pool here? Like, is this fantasy? Like,
I think getting out of here alive is the first priority. After that, we'll figure out what to do. On that note, I'm looking around. Are there other stairways? Are there other avenues?
Yes, there's multiple.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna make a roll here for Drifting Smith.
Oh no.
what do you mean by this?
I mean exactly what I said here.
But that's my Geist.
This would be a power plus rank roll. Of course, it's an exceptional success.
I trained him well. I can't roll that well, but...
So, as you're as Chip begins to look around and Júlia is, probably starting to look away from the circle in the ground, Drifting Smith is very intently looking at it, and you catch it out of the corner of your eye. He's mimicking the motions that you saw. Technically, both of you saw these motions, just Júlia saw it from the perspective of one person, while Vyncent saw it kind of as an overview. They're mimicking directly the person that you were viewing from, Júlia. And Chip, they're mimicking one of the people that you saw down here.
All right, so while they're figuring that out, like this is kind of I guess a walk and talk thing. While I'm talking about what on earth, like what's got into your ghost? Sorry, Geist. Don't want to be specter phobic. But while I'm doing that, I'm literally wondering, can I use my Black Iron Blade ability to like punch clean through these stairs and cause them to collapse, creating an impasse so that we have time to escape out of here?
What's your Black Iron Blade thing do again?
That's the whole thing where it turns turns unarmed strikes into lethal strikes. But it's the narrative way that it's put that makes me think it has like some kind of mutation form to it. And I think that's more for flavor than actual.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. So I'm basically, I don't know, I'll roll for it. I'm looking for anything I can use to bring that flight of stairs down. Unless they're like built into the building and not just a flight of stairs, in which case I guess we're out of luck.
This is a tomb. It's one solid stone ziggurat.
Oh, well, never mind.
I mean, I guess you could like try to chisel out a moat, but
Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
then we'll test the theory of what's below this plate.
Anyway, abandoning that idea because I'm just gonna go back and be like, so what's he doing?
I'm gonna go over to the projection and kind of
Okay, but if he
I
yells
don't-
Kali Ma, I'm not pulling you out of it this time.
I don't mean to be blunt, but you said it yourself. You're not technically the same person. I don't think you can.
You see this look of just, instead of being a negative Nelly, why don't you help? That's the kind of look. It's just like, why don't you actually do something useful and try to help?
That is a bold narrative you're pushing on me. You're the one that wanted me to come down here. I don't want to hear it. Oh, that's...
What kind of help are we talking here? Someone want to fill me in? Like, he's doing the thing that I saw, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, the same thing?
I guess we can... What the hell do we have to lose?
About 30 seconds.
Look over. Are there any zombies in the room yet?
No, the echoes have gotten closer and louder. So they're working their way, but they're still probably a good 5 minutes out.
Okay, they're slow
Okay,
enough.
about 5 minutes.
We're fine.
Okay.
Defeatedly, Júlia is going to attempt the same kind of fancy ritual, even though she thinks it's all bullshit.
So, if Júlia is doing that, give me an intelligence plus arcana. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, Arcana. Let me do that.
No. Actually, hold up, let me...
Gnosis Arcana, dice pool of 0. willpower for 3. Let's go.
Actually,
Actually,
Real quick, Chip is gonna chip in, but instead of chanting, he's just singing "Highway to Hell" while doing it.
give me Tomb plus synergy.
Who, me?
No, that would be Júlia, since
Damn, I wish I rebought the synergy I had. Oh well.
I mean, your
Oh,
synergy.
wound penalty.
Wow.
I hate this.
So, while yes, magic is fake, you do have your own abilities that sadly you can't claim are fake because, well, you can just flat out do them. You attempt to do something. And eventually, this little performance comes to an end. And there's nothing.
See? There was 5 of them before. We're not gonna do it with 1.
And at this
2, 3, 4, 5. Wait,
were you counting?
4. We need our Geists to get their.
Tiago never saw any of it, though. He can't help.
Yeah, but we could teach him. He's smart.
We don't have that kind of time. And this is a serious one.
Drifting Smith, just quite frankly, has had enough. And he hits the center of this portal thing and actually shatter. And you see the ground break open, you know, that kind of spiderweb pattern when you break the surface level of stone.
Was that a good idea?
And with that, we're gonna go to Malcolm.
A certain group of people worked really hard on that.
A certain group of people, yes. Malcolm.
Yes. What's happening? What sense am I getting?
Okay, so, a couple of things. Rose is still pantomiming, giving you as much of the details as she can. However, it's about halfway through, you notice something. You notice a chill. You also notice your ankles are no longer wet.
Oh, look down. What happens to the water?
It's the sensation first.
Okay.
Cold air. No more water around your ankles. And that's when your vision catches up. You're not in the ocean of fragments anymore.
Huh? What's around me?
You seem to be in a morgue.
Morgue. Am I in the land of the living?
As far as you can tell. And so are the guys. And so are Júlia and Chip.
Hey,
And
Hey,
Tiago.
what the? He just like moves into existence.
just
There, we were short one.
what?
What?
I was outside. What the hell?
I really hope you didn't break anything important. And
Ah,
from what I remember, that was pretty important.
You see a very similar sigil up on the ground, actually, Júlia and Chip. This one, at key intersections, has kidneys. However, these kidneys have been... Unfortunately, it seems like they've been down here a while, so the smell's starting to finally get... It's cold enough that, obviously, they probably stayed fresh long after they were supposed to. However, these have probably been sitting out. Malcolm, as you look at them, you would have the best idea.
Yeah, those have been there for a while. That's rather...
Couple of years.
Couple of years. That's a rather morbid piece of artwork there.
oh,
It
it's
still
mystery
smells
meat
better than
special.
the rest of them.
Them what? Where are we? I was just standing on the top of the ziggurat in ankle-deep water waiting for you guys. Apparently, he points at Júlia. Júlia, you died.
Yeah,
And
she
I
got
was-
better.
Yeah, that's not important right now. We're... Oh, jeez.
No, because I say this because I don't think the other two have gotten this. We're not in the underworld ziggurat anymore, right?
No, you're not. Well, at least as far as you can tell.
Okay.
It looks like you're in a morgue.
Yeah,
We're in a hospital right now. How did we get to a hospital?
Well,
Tiago's not.
frustrations were running a little high. There was a bit of breaking of stone, and I don't
Also-
have an answer.
Actually, at this point, could everybody give me a perception roll?
Sure.
I was going to ask Tiago if he recognizes this morgue.
Oh,
Perception. Wits plus.
Malcolm is still confused as to how he got here from where he was. And
It's
is not
wits
paying
plus
attention.
Composure, right?
What's composure? Yes.
Yep.
See, I got it. I told you. I would get it one day.
Nice.
So, Chip is the only one that, maybe because his familiarity with sirens and the like, you can hear up topside, because most morgues are underground. Or in like a subfloor type deal. You hear no less than like 12 different sirens.
He just kind of perks in the ear and goes, "Them Smokey and the Bandits topside."
You definitely hear what sounds like police, you hear fire, you hear ambulances. You even hear what sounds like an emergency air raid siren going off.
Malcolm and Júlia are too busy to notice the air raid siren.
You are somewhat underground, so
I say, y'all, it's getting wild up topside wherever we are.
Yeah. What?
We got-
It can't be worse than what we've been dealing with for... I don't even know how long I was down there. I'm going to be honest.
Is that the air raid for hazardous materials leak or nuclear weapons? Because those are two distinct different sirens.
since is that something your character would actually know the difference of? Because I can answer that.
He's heard a few hazmat sirens go off in his years.
It would be the hazmat.
We don't want to be breathing the air around here.
Little late for that.
Sure, let me just stop
No.
breathing.
Just whatever's going on up there. We got police, fire, air raid. I think I hear a helicopter. Maybe. Or I'm going nuts. And something big, ugly, and hazardous has just been blasted. And that's what all them sirens are. And we're in a hospital, which is
All
a
right.
very, very concerning situation because we might be at ground zero. I look down at the ship and go, hell, we might be ground zero.
Whatever. It can't be worse than anything else so far. I'm going to exit the room.
You heading up? Up and out?
I want out of the building. I want to go home.
It's not hard. Nobody's stopping you. Nurses, doctors, they're all frantically running to and fro. Júlia, since you're kind of leading the charge, you would be the first one out of the door. I don't know if the other two are even following at this point.
Following, but also trying to get a sense of from one of the nurses what's happening, what's going on.
You're not getting any answers.
They're just okay.
Yeah, they're ignoring you. They're pushing past you if they have to.
What is happening?
Júlia, since you're the first one to step outside, you're met with Rio's skyline. So you know where you're at least. However, you're also fairly certain that towards the coast wasn't a massive ziggurat.
Gonna very silently just kind of glance over at my companion and sigh, and I hope this is what we wanted.
Kind of. You can see a little look of bewilderment. And he pantomimes something that doesn't make a lot of sense to you. Something about sympathetic links.
How do you even... you can't mime that.
I was just saying, how do you find that?
I just...
It's a lot of individual letter spelling, like...
How do you try... Okay.
Maybe strings connected to things or
Yeah,
a web. I don't know.
Something like that. Chip, did you follow them out, or?
Yeah, we get up. I see the ziggurat and go, holy sh... And it just cuts to someone else. That's it. That's his entire input.
I guess it's time to go wizard hunting, because I'm tired of doing this alone.
Wizard hunting? What?
They started this, they're gonna fix it. I don't know who they are, but I'm gonna make them fix it.
Okay, but I wouldn't even know where to begin to look. And
I don't
think-
either.
Also,
Wait a minute. I might know someone.
Chip. Also, speaking of you,
Yeah.
since you got the successful perception check, you would notice that also out of every orifice, every opening of the ziggurat, water's pouring out.
Oh, that's the spicy water. That's not the ocean water. That's the bad water.
Well, I'm done swimming for the next couple months.
Where is the ziggurat?
It is towards the coast.
Would we be able to tell from where we are if it's off the coast or inland?
Oh, it's inland.
Okay.
So, you don't know if it created new land for where it is, or if it shot up like a daisy and just sent buildings flying into the air. You're not entirely
Displaced the land, yeah.
Probably the latter. Is this the hospital that Tiago's mother?
As you kind of look up back to double check that, yes, it is.
I'm gonna see if I can find, and I don't know her name, but Nurse Hot Topic, because I don't even know her name, but she stands out.
Everybody just sees Chip just kind of do a 180 and head straight back into the building.
What?
Don't care. I'm defeated. I'm leaving.
Leaving where?
I don't know.
Just away from the ziggurat and hospital?
Just going the other direction. Just going on a walk. Trying to...
It's like the Dead Island trailer. Put on earbuds, start jogging.
Zombies everywhere.
I'm just going.
Malcolm's gonna follow Júlia, asking like, what's going on? You guys were down inside the thing. How is it out here right now?
Oh, wizard. I don't know. My companion broke a floor, and then we were there, and now this. I don't know.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Geist the Sin-Eaters, 2nd edition, Marvelous City of the Dead, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, when change comes, and it will it be full of hope or tragedy?